if I may, the weirdest
No, you may
thing
not.
that I hate about you have a lot of friends who, like I said,
Mm.
have tried to make the leap, and they've garnered my admiration. Like, oh my god, you
Mm.
went from this to this, that you took
Mm-hmm.
your hobbies in photography or your hobbies in and made something out of it. And then you
Mm-hmm.
find out, like, and then they find out that it's hard, or sometimes you find out that they're actually at the cusp of really really making it, and then you ask them what happened, and then they said,
Mm-hmm.
oh, because any number of reasons, like, I swear, any number of reasons, where they say, I couldn't do it, somebody in the family got sick and I had to take care of them. I was like, wait, so you were willing to give up a huge potential in terms of business because of that. And of course, I can't put myself in their shoes. In a
Mm.
way, at that time, that's the best decision that they thought that they could do,
Yeah.
because and it's hard to argue when they say, it's kind of hard to argue when they say, oh, it's family, right? Of course, I
But
had to be
yeah.
there for my parents. Of course, I had to be there, which makes it sound like I'm willing to push my parents off a plane to save myself. But really, it's not. Uh, Sometimes, yeah. But something, if you're trying to be cold and
Mommy and Daddy
practical,
Ginto, please do not watch this.
sometimes if you're trying to launch a business and see it through to completion, and you really want to support your brother
Mm.
about it, you kind of say, but there has to be a way around that, which I feel is more, I don't know,
Mm.
around planning and foresight as well, which again, I think,
Yeah.
do you feel like if we set off to do our individual things, if Virtua
Mm.
was Virtua on one side, outsourcing on one side, and Penny and Francis were not co-CEOs, do you think
Yeah.
we would still be, I would like to think that individually we would succeed, but I feel like personally there might have been times when I would have floundered to the point of just giving up the business, uh,
Mm.
if it was just me. So was it luck, foresight, planning, that there were two people who were, that there was somebody to catch when somebody is flagging, was the idea, but did it I mean, what's your thoughts about that?
I would think that because I know you and I know myself, whether if we go, into different things, I think we will still do well. But I don't
I
think
thought you were
that
gonna
virtual
say
will
you
be
might fail, but I won't.
well, no,
Well,
no, well, no. But I don't think that virtual will be virtual if it weren't for you and
yeah.
me partnering together. Yeah, because I probably would have like cried in the corner.
But you do know what I mean, right? That
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. Mm.
for some people, it just kind of feels heartbreaking that you can't step in because there wasn't, like a BCP for when something happens,
Yeah.
and therefore there's really no other way to salvage than to let it go. Like, it was a great idea, it was making money, but really there's nobody to helm it. And I think, is it the same thing? Like, I feel like some businesses aren't really businesses, but more like but you don't become a businessman, but you become self-employed. Do you see that there's a difference? Some businesses aren't scalable.
If you're too involved in how, like for example, if you were a technical person versus as a leader, right? Like versus as a business owner, those are two different things. I think the self-employed one is very leaning towards like providing the product and service, not really running the business, which is of course the cash flow and
Mm.
all of those things. I think for me that's the difference there.
It
But
it's
just
difference
going
because
back,
of the lack of scalability. That
yeah,
you're the
yeah,
only
yeah,
person.
yeah,
Like
because
how a lot of the pandesal bakery businesses
mm,
would eventually start to fail after maybe one or two generations, because it's too
mhm,
taxing to consuming. You it has to be you. You
To
have to
do
be
it.
so
Yeah, yeah.
invested in it because you wake up at 3 in the morning, make benta at
Yeah.
5, come back at 7, start the business again at 5 p.m., go to sleep at 9, and then do the same thing at 3 a.m. again. I don't think I've seen that kind of business like really succeed after 3 generations because you just can't scale. You can't find the people who would love to do that same thing